Because when we call it as an illness, that means it is always there with you and it start affecting you in each and every dimensions of your life. So the most common symptoms of depression are mood symptoms, thinking, behavioral, and physical symptoms. So I'm going to talk about it in little detail to make you understand. So this is something one when we call it ourselves as sad, when we have an unpleasant mood. And this unpleasant mood is a degree of a mental pain which causes more suffering than worst of the physical pain. I can assure you and I can tell you the people who suffer from it, the people who suffer from it, they only know what kind of a mental pain they go through when they are suffering from depression. Crying excessively, weeping or crying at least or no provocation. You see, then you can make out from the when you have a friend who's crying and you know that this is something which is not a very normal reaction to situation. The people with
Excuse me,
depression,
ma'am. Sir,
yes, yes,
very sorry to interrupt you, but your screen sharing has stopped. Could you please do it again?
okay, let me do it again. Okay, let me just go back. Okay, can you see it now?
Yes,
Yes
sir,
or
it's
no?
visible now.
It's visible now. I think there are, oh, please reconfirm.
Yes, sir.
It's there. Okay.
Crying excessively, weeping or
Yes, yes.
crying it.
Yeah, yeah. So that is something. Now, can you see the change of slide? Feeling dejected and disappointed?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So people who suffer from this emotional state, they feel very dejected and disappointed. They feel gloomy and low spirits. Most of the time, you will find them, and you can easily make out if you have a family member or a friend, and you can easily make out that somebody is undergoing this kind of emotional reaction. Then you lose pleasure in your day-to-day activities. This is the most important factor in depression. This is the most important sign. When people say they are suffering from they are not able to enjoy, so we always ask, were you able to enjoy it the same activity earlier? If somebody we ask, okay, do you enjoy your television? The person says, no, I don't enjoy television. But was the person enjoying it earlier? So only loss of pleasure in those activities which you used to enjoy earlier. And there is a difference, a clear-cut difference in that. Lack of interest, again, in common day-to-day activities. All of us have certain day-to-day activities. It may be exercise, it may be prayer, it may be gardening, it may be kitchen, anything. And you start to lose interest in day-to-day activities also. In fact, I have seen people during this period of time when this nowadays Amazon Prime and Netflix, and which is almost becoming an addiction to people, even they start losing interest in these activities. Then you have a negative expectation or pessimism. This is a thought symptom, and you tend to become very hopeless, helpless, and pessimistic about life. Then sometimes you have a guilt feeling and you start blaming yourself and self-criticizing, and you start to feel worthless about yourself. Then you lose concentration. You are not able to think clearly or to pay attention or to pay concentration. This is something which when the people start to lose their ability to think clearly, they are not able to make decisions clearly. That is something which makes them very, very burdensome. Low self-evaluation. You tend to become the person tend to become de-evaluate themselves, and you compare yourself with the present versus the past, and that also increases your emotional symptoms. The lack of motivation. You don't feel like doing anything, and avoidance and withdrawal wishes. You ask your friend, would you like to join us for party or something? Would like to go for a walk? The people generally says they loses the motivation to do anything. And this is something which is very, very risky. This is something suicidal thoughts, feel like ending life or making plans to end life. People perceive it as a problem that the person who attempted this is finding it as a solution. They find this is the solution to their pain or their suffering. And when this stage comes up, it is a progressive stage. It is not something which comes up immediately or instantaneously. It is something which build up over a period of time. And it is a so the person who attempts suicide, their mental pain, their suffering is definitely significant, and that is quite a lot. Then you have certain other symptoms like you start to become very slow, lazy, lethargy, and you have a slowing in thinking and doing things. Lack of personal hygiene, you are not able to maintain yourself, you have a poor appearance, restless. And there are many physical symptoms which people start to experience, like aches and pains, gastric discomfort, sleep problems. Sleep is something which comes up very, very early during the phase of depression. Then you have a loss of taste, and you may lead to loss of weight and loss of appetite both. Then sometimes you have increased appetite. This is typically I've seen with many girls who come to my clinic, and this is when they are under stress or when they're depressed, they like to eat lot and lot, and they have chocolates, then shakes, and then colas, and they so this suddenly become an extreme craving for themselves. So when what happens generally, this is something which is applicable to almost everyone. So when you suffer from this, so multiple aches and pains, which and then you consult a family physicians for this, and they are generally given some kind of a SOS medication or a common medications to relieve them from the symptoms. And some tests or X-rays are also advised. And but the person who's suffering from depression, they generally have all the reports normal, and repeated course of medication do not bring in any kind of particular relief. Why? Why? Because these patient complaints and symptoms are genuine, whereas the examination investigations are inconclusive. Because these are the problems of psychological discomfort. It is only the physical system which is affected, whereas the origin of this problem is psychological. It is not the physical. That is the reason many people would not have any kind of a assessment or test positive for this. And if untreated, what happens? Patient may resort to going to faith healers, and we may advise rituals, long set of prayers. Very common in Indian culture. Across India, a lot of people, even I have seen people, very highly educated people, would also sometimes engage in these kind of rituals, which is a socio-culturally acceptable in our. And in some cases, sometimes the isolation, physical abuse to the patient with brooms, etc. I've seen the Devi, Devta, and those kind of things. Many people use these kind of aversive methods also to recover from them. And some patients resort to self-medicate themselves, especially the younger population, which we see these days, wherein alcohol has actually replaced colas actually, and it has become so common. And whenever there is a stress, there is anxiety, there is a depression, people like to go for alcohol, smoking, and sometimes they do illicit drug abuse as well. And sometimes when you visit a doctor, also when you visit a, so generally the doctor would say there is nothing wrong with you, and you have just taken some tension. When a person visit, this is the most common advice by any physician, I would say. And just the advice comes up: stop feeling tense and be relaxed, and you will be all right. But how does the person who's suffering from this, what does the person think? Person always think, I'm not deliberately taking any tension. I'm not doing it, and this is happening to me. And the patient cannot just snap out of being depressed. It add on to his depression of because he's not being understood. He doesn't feel that he's being understood. The kind of discomfort the person is undergoing is not being understood, not being accepted by the family. And to add to his problem, now his family would see it, his relative will say, see, there is nothing wrong with you. The doctor have told you that there is nothing wrong with you, and everybody saying that all your tests are okay. So you are just unnecessarily worrying. Those so stop worrying. This is the advice. Stop worrying, stop worrying. People would not know the kind of the illness the person is suffering from. Can the patient feels I'm suffering? Everybody think I'm okay. I'm not feeling well. Nobody is willing to accept that. It add to his helplessness, worthlessness, and to his guilt. and a great amount of dissatisfaction because he believes he's not being understood. That is the time the person will move from one doctor to another doctor, one friend to another friend. And this is what generally happens. This is what generally happens. But what should ideally be happening? Ideally, these people need treatment. I'm in practice of psychiatry for more than 2 decades in Chandigarh. You say most of the psychiatry disorder, especially stress, depression, anxiety, do lead on to suicidal thoughts. I'm yet to experience any patient of mine who have attempted suicide. All the patients, if you treat them properly, if you listen to them carefully, and then at least you have saved not one person, you saved the whole family, because the consequences of suicide is huge, immense. There are families who could not overcome this kind of stress throughout their life. So it's a treatable issue. So there is a psychotherapy, there is a pharmacotherapy, there is a behavior therapy, and there is ECT. So the experts knows how to treat such people. So take home message for you is mere sadness is not depression. Depression frequently coexists with medical illness, and depression is very easy to identify. Treatment is effective and outcome is good. Risk of suicide is very high if left untreated. So depression is often diagnosed because you don't need a great amount of expertise to diagnose. The person can diagnose himself, even the families can. But so the problem is not the diagnosis, the problem is treatment. So it is often diagnosed but untreated because of the stigma and fear of upsetting the person. No, no, don't discuss the treatment with him. He will feel upset. See, when we see the person talk and we understand his problem, that is the satisfaction which we give to such people. Dare to get care. That's my advice to you. And thank you very much. And this is a very simple way of describing depression on this World Autism Day. And I hope this presentation should be you should be able to use some of it in your day-to-day life to help yourself and to help others. Thank you very much. Now I can stop the screen share. Yes.
Thank you so much, sir, for your words of wisdom. It was a really nice and amazing session.
Sorry, Divya, can I just take 1 second of your time? I don't
Sure,
want.
ma'am. Sure, ma'am.
Dr. Pramod, namaskar. I hope you can.
Namaskar.
Can you just spotlight? I'll just spotlight. Yeah. Namaskar, Pramod sir. This is Shuchi. Thank
Yes.
you very much for joining us today. And on behalf of the Rotract as well as the Rotary Club.
Thank you.
Thank
It
you.
was a pleasure.
Thank you, sir. Over to you, Divya. Sorry.
So now I would like to invite Mrs. Sangeeta Jain to address the Rotractors. But first, I'll give a brief introduction about her. So she is a mother of 21-year-old man with autism. From a homemaker to the Joint Honorary Secretary of Chandigarh-based NGO Soram, she has experienced her mission. She has expanded her mission to create new opportunities for individuals with special needs. Soram has over 150 children and adults with autism, cerebral palsy, and other intellectual disabilities. The curriculum is designed based on each children's strength and potential. She also frequently conducts awareness workshops for government employees and decision makers in Chandigarh and Delhi. She is also a resource person of autism spectrum disorder for Sarv Saksham Abhiyan in Chandigarh. She has been invited to share her views at UNO, United Nations office in New York on World Autism Day uh, in 2019. So I would like Mrs. Sangeeta Jain to now address the Rotractors.
Thank you so much. So today is 2nd April, World Autism Awareness Day. And I think whenever we need to change something, either it's like myth, beliefs in world, we designate one day, we mark one day to take some measures, even if it is a Mother's Day to say thank you, or Cancer Day, or whatever, Autism Awareness Day. So it's not that this particular one day is pretty important in creating the awareness, but somewhere we need to understand that we need to take action towards it. So this was World Autism Awareness Day was first celebrated in 2008, so not very long back. This day was designated, and I started my journey, as she shared, in 2001. That was the era where there was no Google and smartphones, so definitely it was very, very difficult for me to get help. And also the diagnosis was also not very easy for me. The doctors, I mean, I guess we've come a very, very long way, but I'm talking about 20 years back. I had to travel to Delhi, and of course PGI was there, but somehow it wasn't too well accepted. The autism, and especially for the younger children, was not even diagnosed. And I've been very fortunate to expand my horizons, as she said, like, coming from a very simple conservative housewife, I was able to expand my horizons and was able to represent India just 2 years back at USA. So thank you so much. And before I even talk about autism, can we have virtual hands raised or something like that? How many people actually know about autism today, the road tracks? Virtual hands, or I don't know if we can do something or chat, make it a little more interactive. Quite a few have been to Sodom, I'm sure, like, yeah, Harsha says a little bit. Thank you. Thank you so much. And I'm sure that some of you definitely know about autism a little bit. And today also, I'm not going to talk too much about in detail the DSM-6 definition of autism. Why are we even talking about so much autism? Because there is the prevalence of autism that is considered now is 1 in 58. That is what US says, and some countries say 1 in 100. And I was talking to Dr. Preeti Arun. She said something like maybe in 1,000 or 1,200. We really don't know. And for the India, definitely when we talk about the diagnosis system, we aren't very sure because of the diverse culture, even if the people are getting diagnosed or not. So wherever we are, whether it is 1 in 58 or 1 in 1,000, we don't know. But definitely, um, in somewhere in life, you would probably get to know someone with autism. And if I talk about in simple language, what is autism? So autism is a neurodevelopmental disorder. It's not an illness. It's not a जैसे कोई बीमारी नहीं है या कोई illness नहीं है. जैसे डॉक्टर साहब ने डिप्रेशन के बारे में बताया, वो एक प्रकार की illness है, schizophrenia या anxiety. But this is a disorder, and this we need to understand कि ये एक प्रकार की condition है जिसमें where the people on spectrum, they face challenges majorly in 4 areas. One is in the communication, second is the social skills, and third is the behavior rigidity, and fourth is the sensory processing disorder. So there are many, but I mean, like, largely if we have to understand that, walking across the road, if this person has autism, so these are the four major areas that we feel that the person has the deficits. Now, these areas, 4 areas, when I talk, if you've met one person with autism, you know only one case of autism. It's an umbrella term. It's not like, okay, everyone is going to be like this. There could be different things that you could experience with different people with autism. Like, for example, when I say spectrum, this is an umbrella term. So for example, communication, when we talk about, this person could be totally non-verbal, यानी कि बिल्कुल बात भी नहीं कर सकता, or then it is like talkative, but you could also experience that intonations नहीं है, बहुत robotic speech है, कोई gestures नहीं है, इसके अलावा बहुत लिटरल लैंग्वेज लेते हैं। उन लोगों के लिए जोक समझना बहुत मुश्किल हो जाता है। अगर आपने कुछ उनको मजाक में भी कह दिया ना कि अरे वाह खूब कमाल लग रहे हो, तो दे माइट जस्ट टेक इट वेरी लिटरली ऑल्सो। So somewhere the communication is a challenge. And the second is the social skills. So social skills may be, again, the person could be totally aloof or could be over formal. बिल्कुल अकेले रह सकता है, अपने कोकून में रह सकता है, या फिर जब आई स्टिल रिमेम्बर आई मेट एडल्ट जो अगर दिन में 10 बार भी मुझसे मिलेगा तो वो बोलेगा हाय संगीता, हाउ आर यू, यू लुकिंग वेरी नाइस एंड होप योर डे इज वेरी नाइस एंड दिस एंड दैट, वेरी ओवर फॉर्म। और कभी कभी मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि हम कहते हैं ना कि यार चेप हो जाता है, इसको पता ही नहीं चलता। लैक ऑफ अनसेड सोशल रूल्स भी बहुत सारे होते हैं, योर आप हूँ करके इधर उधर आंखें अपनी घुमा रहे हो, एंड द स्टिल पर्सन वुड कीप टॉकिंग, अपने इंटरेस्ट की बात करे जा रहे हैं, तो वो भी लैक ऑफ सोशल स्किल्स में ही आ जाता है। एंड देन द थर्ड इज द बिहेवियर रिजिडिटी। द बिहेवियर रिजिडिटीज सेमनेस हो सकती हैं जो हमें हमारे को देखने के लिए थोड़ी सी वियर्ड लग सकती हैं, उनको उनके लिए वो एक नॉर्मल सा रूटीन रहता है। जैसे कि मैं मेरे बेटे को एक ही रास्ते से सेंटर जाना पसंद है, या कुछ बच्चों को मैंने देखा है लाइन से चीजें लगाना अच्छा लगता है, सारी चीजों को वो लाइन में लगा देंगे। तो कुछ इस प्रकार की बिहेवियर रिजिडिटीज दिखाई देती हैं जो हमें थोड़ी सी अजीब लगती हैं, और ज्यादातर जो मैंने देखा है इट इज लाइक मोर टू डू विद दैट प्रिडिक्टेबिलिटी, एक सेमनेस चाहिए। तो एक छोटी सी एग्जांपल के लिए, जैसे सोशल उसका जो बिहेवियर रिजिडिटी है फॉर माय सन, अगर हम सेंटर अलग रास्ते से एक दिन चले गए तो मुझे नहीं मालूम कि उसको उस रास्ते में क्या अजीब लगा, मतलब जाते ही वो बहुत अपना टैंट्रम्स शुरू हो गए उसके। मे बी उस रास्ते से जब हम गए थे तो शायद वहां पर हम उस दिन कोई डॉक्टर के पास गए थे, और आज हमने ये रास्ता लिया तो डज दिस मीन आज हम सेंटर ना जाके क्या आज हम उसी डॉक्टर के पास जा रहे हैं, बिकॉज ऑफ द लैक ऑफ कम्युनिकेशन और लैक ऑफ सोशल स्किल्स, बिकॉज नाउ दिस गोज हैंड इन हैंड, इट्स नॉट लाइक एक प्रॉब्लम है तो कभी कभी अभी कम्युनिकेशन नहीं है, मैं पूछ नहीं सकता हूँ बहुत अच्छे से, और मेरे सोशल स्किल्स भी बहुत पुअर हैं, तो मैं अपने आप को हिट कर रहा हूँ और मेरे को लग रहा है कि पता नहीं आप क्या कर रहे हो, क्यों कर रहे हो, एंड देन ऑल ऑफ अ सडन बिकॉज मेरे को ऐसे समझ में आएगा, oh something is different, and then I say no we are going but this is the, and then I probably would explain also, but this is how he is communicating to me through the temper tantrums. So they all go hand in hand. Somewhere because of the communication skills you will probably have the social skill deficits as well, and then you will look for that predictability, तो behavior rigidities भी हो सकती हैं। And the fourth one is the sensory processing disorders. Now this is little complex but I would still touch on it. Senses यानी कि हम लोग हमारे सेंसेस जो 5 सेंसेस रहते हैं, देखते हैं हम लोग, और कुछ कुछ हम लोग जो महसूस करते हैं उसके हिसाब से हमारी इंफॉर्मेशन एक ब्रेन में बनती है, एंड अकॉर्डिंगली वी रिस्पॉन्ड और एक्ट ऑन दैट। बट कभी ये हाइपर सेंसिटिव या हाइपर सेंसिटिव भी हो सकती है, जैसे कि अभी मेरा जो पंखा चल रहा है वो थोड़ा बहुत आवाज कर रहा है, पर मैं उसको कट कर सकती हूँ और आपसे बात कर सकती हूँ और यहाँ पे फोकस कर सकती हूँ। पर किसी के लिए, या हो सकता है एक पर्सन विद ऑटिज्म के लिए, ये आवाज इतनी ज्यादा है कि इज नॉट, और ही और शी इज नॉट एबल टू कॉन्सेंट्रेट, वो उसको लग रहा है कि इतनी हाइपर सेंसिटिव आई एम टुवर्ड्स द साउंड कि मैं नहीं बात कर सकती। एंड इट हैपेंस विद अस आल्सो, लाइक फॉर एग्जाम्पल कभी कभी हमारा कोई टैग होता है वो बहुत हमें इरिटेट करता है, और हम दूसरा बंदा कहता है यार एक छोटा सा सिल्क का टैग ही तो है, व्हाई इज इट सो बॉदरिंग यू, आई मीन लाइक, एंड but the person is hypersensitive, but then this goes to the upper level of it. कुछ लोगों को बहुत ज्यादा इस चीज से दिक्कत आ सकती है, और वो थोड़ा हम लोगों को जैसे कि हमारा वेस्टिबुलर ऑर्गन रहता है ईयर में, जो कि हमें आभास देता है वेयर वी सिटिंग, हम गिरेंगे नहीं, तो वो पार्टिकल सस्पेंडेड रहते हैं उसमें। लेकिन अभी ये बच्चा जिसके क्योंकि इसका सेंसरी स्टिमुलाइज बहुत अच्छे से वर्क नहीं कर रहे हैं, तो वो नहीं होगा. तो यू विल सी लॉट ऑफ पीपल विद ऑटिज्म, दे आर रॉकिंग बैक फोर्थ और मे बी स्टिमिंग, डूइंग लॉट ऑफ ऑल दीज थिंग्स. तो वो कहीं ना कहीं पे अपने इनर ईयर के जो पार्टिकल्स जो सस्पेंडेड प्रॉपरली नहीं है उनको हिलाकर करते हैं. पहले पहले कभी कभी जरूरत से भी होता है, लेकिन फिर आदत भी बन जाती है. दैट इज ऑल्सो ट्रू, but somewhere there is a reason behind it. So what I want to say over here is कि जितनी सारी उन लोगों की अंदर से परेशानियां होती हैं वो लोग दिखा नहीं पाते हैं. It's like a tip of the iceberg. What we see is the tip of the iceberg, and जितना उनके अंदर चल रहा है वो कहीं ना कहीं पे बहुत ज्यादा होता है, and they're still trying and coping up. Of course we don't know the reasons yet कि ये क्यों होता है. कुछ जेनेटिक ऐसे कारण मिले हैं, बट इट्स नॉट वेरी श्योर, बिकॉज 14 जेनेटिक जीन्स अगर मिले भी हैं तो किसी में कुछ है, किसी में कुछ है. कुछ लोगों में गैस्ट्रो इंटेस्टिनल डिसऑर्डर्स भी पाए जाते हैं मेजरली, लेकिन वी रियली डोंट नो व्हाट इज द पिन पॉइंट कॉज की इसकी वजह से ऑटिज्म होता है. जब हमें कॉज भी बहुत ज्यादा नहीं मालूम चलता तो उसका ट्रीटमेंट भी अभी नहीं है. हाँ, इसके साथ जो उनकी एसोसिएटेड कंडीशंस होती हैं, सीजर, एंजाइटी, डिप्रेशन या कुछ और जिस तरीके, उसके लिए डेफिनेटली ट्रीटमेंट्स रहते हैं, मेडिसिन रहती हैं जो कि हेल्पफुल होती हैं. और हाँ, लेकिन ये मैं जरूर कहूंगी कि मिथ जो एक बहुत बड़ा रहता है कि पुअर पेरेंटिंग की वजह से रहता है कि मदर्स ध्यान नहीं देती, इसकी वजह से ऑटिज्म हो जाता है, या माँ बाप ने अच्छे से सिखाया नहीं और इसलिए वो लोग बहुत गुस्सा करते हैं और ये सब टाइम स्पेंड नहीं करते. तो दैट इज डेफिनेटली नॉट अ केस. पुअर पेरेंटिंग और जैसे डॉक्टर साहब ने भी कहा कि इविल आई, कोई जादू का जादू टोना, ये सब नहीं होता है. ऑटिज्म इज एक्चुअली अ डिसऑर्डर. इसके अलावा जो हम लोग जब हम डेफिसिट्स की बात करते हैं तो मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि हर चीज में डेफिसिट्स कहना बहुत गलत हो जाएगा. बहुत सारे स्ट्रेंथ्स भी रहते हैं. इन लोगों की विजुअल मेमोरी ज्यादातर बहुत अच्छी रहती है. उन लोगों को डिटेल्स में जाना बहुत अच्छा लगता है, डिटेल्स में बहुत चीजों को समझ जाते हैं. और हमारे स्कूल में कुछ 2-3 बच्चे हैं जिनको अगर आप पूछेंगे कि 2017 में 2 अप्रैल को कौन सा डेट हो, तो उनको लोगों को कैलेंडर एकदम रटा रहता है, एकदम पाठ से बोलेंगे दिस डे. And probably if you ask them, and probably you and me probably would not even remember कल क्या खाया था. We will have to think. But for them it would be like 4th को, February को ये बच्चा मैगी लेकर आया था, तो टीचर ने तो कहा था मैगी नहीं लेके आ सकते, बट वो 4th February को लेके गया था, so मैं क्यों नहीं मैगी लेके. Like they will kind of pull out such details which is very very surprising, the verbal ones. And of course आई वुड से कि अभी तो बहुत ज्यादा ऑटिज्म के लिए ऐसा कहा जाता है कि उनके सोशल स्किल्स बहुत लैक हैं, और वो अगर हाई फंक्शनिंग में है तो उन बहुत अच्छे एम्प्लॉयज उनको बहुत अच्छे से रखते हैं, क्योंकि उन बहुत फोकस रहता है. उन लोगों को नहीं रहता है ना फेसबुक में कितने लाइक्स आ गए, या चलो गेड़ी के लिए चले जाओ. तो वो बहुत माइक्रोसॉफ्ट वाले और जो सॉफ्टवेयर इंजीनियर्स हैं उनकी डिटेलिंग बहुत अच्छी होती है, और वो बहुत अच्छे से डिटेल्स को, स्मॉल स्मॉल डिटेल्स को देख सकते हैं. जो काम हमारे लिए बोरिंग होता है, मोनोटोनस होता है, वो कभी कभी जो ये लोग ऑटिज्म के स्पेक्ट्रम में हाई फंक्शनिंग होते हैं वो लोग एक जैसा काम करके बहुत खुश होते हैं और बार बार कर सकते हैं. So there are quite a few strengths also attached to it. And for the ones who are not that high functioning also, I think there are quite a few learning strategies. बहुत सारी लर्निंग टेक्निक्स हैं, डिपेंडिंग ऑन उस बच्चे की क्या स्ट्रेंथ है, उसको ध्यान में रखते हुए यदि हम उनको इम्प्लीमेंट करते हैं, वी कैन वर्क विद देम, वी कैन टीच विद देम. एंड ऑफ कोर्स आई थिंक मेरे लिए मैं उतना ज्यादा अपने बेटे पे नहीं कर पाई, पर फिर भी उसको हम वोकेशनल स्किल्स सिखा सके, स्ट्रक्चर से सिखा सके. बहुत अच्छी खड्डी पे काम बनाता है. उसको वो सीडी टाइप की थी कि वो धागों से ही सारा दिन खेलता था. तो when he became 15, I started thinking क्या कर सकती हूँ मैं उसके साथ. अब ये तो सारा दिन धागों से खेलता है. So we thought of embroidery, खड्डी, बंधनवार, and all those things whichever had threads, so he can play with it and he can work on it. That definitely had lot of बहुत सारी उसमें हमारी मेहनत भी लगी और बहुत कुछ सीखने को भी मिला. तो ऐसा नहीं है कि ये सब कुछ कर नहीं सकते, बहुत कुछ कर सकते हैं. थोड़ा पेशेंस की जरूरत है, और अब तो मुझे लगता है बहुत अवेयरनेस भी है। आई थिंक सभी ने यहाँ पे वो माय नेम इज खान तो देखी ही होगी, शाहरुख खान की। और ऑफ कोर्स वो ग्लैमरस ऑटिज्म था। अगर आपको याद हो, वो 4 पत्थर हाथ में हमेशा पकड़ के रखता है, लेकिन कोई उसको कहता है वो पत्थर फेंकना चाहता है, बट ही ऑलवेज हैज दिस टू फील द टेक्सचर ऑफ इट। येलो से बहुत सेंसरी उसको रहता है, वो एंजाइटी अटैक्स आते हैं, आंख से आंख मिलाकर बात नहीं कर सकता, डजंट लाइक हग्स एंड टच। तो बहुत सारी सेंसरी उसको दिक्कत रहती है। तो उन लोगों ने कुछ कुछ इस तरीके से पोर्ट्रे भी किया। नेटफ्लिक्स में आजकल एटिपिकल आ रहा है, प्रोबेबली यंगस्टर्स कैन वॉच दैट and they can understand more about autism. There is then Crim Camp also, which is telecast on Netflix. बहुत सारी चीजें आ रही हैं। रेन मैन बहुत पहले ऑस्कर मूवी थी। सो ऑटिज्म के बारे में लोगों को मालूम हो रहा है। लेकिन मैं ये कहूंगी कि जितना भी हमने कहा कि ये नहीं कर सकते या ये नहीं कर सकते, अगर वो बोल नहीं सकते तो उसका मतलब ये नहीं कि दे डोंट वांट टू स्पीक, दे डोंट हैव एनीथिंग टू स्पीक। इफ दे लैक सोशल स्किल्स, इट्स नॉट दैट कि उनको दोस्त नहीं चाहिए। ऐसा नहीं है कि उनको सेंसरी डिसऑर्डर्स हो रहे हैं या हाइपर सेंसिटिव हैं या हाइपो सेंसिटिव हैं तो उनको सपोर्ट नहीं चाहिए। जब हमारा पेट दर्द है या सिर दर्द है या हमें कोई तकलीफ है तो हम अपने इर्द गिर्द लोगों से चाहते हैं कि वो हमारी सपोर्ट करें, हमें मदद करें। तो कहीं ना कहीं पे मुझे ऐसा लगता है उनको भी वही हमारी सपोर्ट चाहिए। सो वॉट एवर यू डिसाइड टुडे that you're going to say hi or you're going to spend some time with them or maybe with the family, because कहीं ना कहीं ये फैमिली भी मैंने देखा आइसोलेटेड हो जाती है, बहुत अलग महसूस करते हैं अपने आप को, बाहर नहीं जाना चाहते। तो आप कुछ भी डिसाइड करें ऑन दिस पर्टिकुलर डे, यू नो whichever day you want, but I think this would be an awesome start for this particular day। क्योंकि मैं एक छोटी सी एग्जांपल बोलूंगी कि जब हम पिछले साल मॉल में जा रहे थे, माय सन वेंट इनटू दी वो लिफ्ट में गया तो बहुत सारे लोग एकदम से आए, और there was a lot of fishing and then he started flickering his hand and he was very very upset। So I was also like calm down, I was also कि सब लोग घूर रहे हैं, सब लोग देख रहे हैं उसकी तरफ, तो मैं भी थोड़ा परेशान हो गई थी। तो उनमें से मेरे ख्याल से एक कोई ऑरेंज यूनिफॉर्म पहना हुआ था, प्रोबेबली रिलायंस में था या कोई किसी स्टोर में काम कर रहा था। ही जस्ट स्माइल्ड एट मी एंड did this from far off, from one corner of the lift. And immediately that brought smile to my face and I said, okay, I mean, like, thank you. And that brought smile to me and my anxiety and my everything also went down. So just a smile can do wonders. Your smile is will help a family or person with autism. And thank you so much. I am so happy to be here, talking to the young ones, Rotrax, the future hope of the inclusive world. Thank you so much. And I want this to be interactive session. And if anyone would like to ask any questions or would like to ask any personal, anything personal also, I would be very happy to answer that. Thank you so much. I can also, if there are no questions, I can ask Arundhati to share 2 small videos. I just wanted to show one child with autism who is very good with puzzles. I mean, like this was just before the lockdown happened and I had this on my captured on my WhatsApp. So if
Yes, ma'am.
Arundhati can show the first video when he started the puzzle. He's a non-verbal child, and you can say it's listen some other autistics, singing and doing everything. So I would love if Arundhati can show the first video and then the second video, which is almost complete.
Rudraksha Nakshatra, will you please share it?
Yep, just give me a second, please.
Okay, thanks.
Is that audible?
The sound is not there. I can't hear the sound actually.
You need to share
Yeah, I got that.
sound. Yeah.
So we have all singers also. Some children are singing. They are very, I mean, like all of this is Harshita and Gautam singing behind. And he's Prashant. I mean, like I was amazed to see the way he was fiddling with the, puzzle pieces. For me, it seemed to be all same. So this is what I was talking about, the details, and we will have a look at when he completed. He took about 30 minutes, and the children had almost gone out for their sports activity, and he was still trying and completing his puzzle, and he just refused that he's not going to leave it. It's just almost complete. And this could look like an autism. So this is what I was talking about, the visual memory, the small details, which we probably cannot look at. And it's not necessary that every person on autism spectrum disorder would have this capability. But as I said, if you have met one person, you know one case of autism, and this could be, we have quite a few of these ones actually, quite a few ones, like who would do the puzzle so beautifully. My son can't, but like we do have. So thank you. Any questions?
If anyone has any question, they can ask. Seeing none. Yes.
I would like to welcome AG Dr. Rita Kalra. Thank you, Rita ma'am, for joining us. Sangeeta ma'am, I just have a question. Since you have one kid in your family as well, how difficult or easy is it on a daily basis? And have there been times when you lost your cool?
Yes, of course. Many, many times there have been incidents of burnout, and I have gone to the psychiatrist to say that, I'm getting a lot of anxiety and I am depressed because probably with age. It didn't happen to me, honestly speaking, when I was young because I had a lot of energy. And now, of course, with time, I do feel that with losing energy and his energy levels increasing, it becomes very, very difficult for me to cope up. And there have been days that has been very, very terrible when with his, meltdowns, especially. Um, he's a non-verbal, and sometimes when he's not able to communicate, he indulges in the self-injurious behavior. So that's it's very sad to see and very, very difficult to see. And but I can assure you, Shuchi ma'am, like he's a bundle of joy for us. He combines our family, whatever happens. And when we look at him, his smile is so infectious. And I think everyone who has interacted with him would say the same, like, he's a bundle of joy. So we just forget everything, because it's like even if he goes through something after half an hour, I don't know what happens. He just come and, kiss me. And it's something like his expression of saying like, okay, chill, it's okay. I mean, like, I'm okay, and you be also, chill, as like the youngster would say, like, chill, mom. So he would do the same to me. And then I said, Abhi, ye आधा घंटा पहले जो इतना ड्रामा हो रहा था, and then I would say I have a daughter also who's about 27-year-old. So I kind of compare at times कि अगर उसका गुस्सा आ गया तो वो 2 दिन और उसके बाद में तो कई बार मुझे ही सॉरी बोलना पड़ता है कि I'm sorry, but let's talk about this. And here he is after half an hour, like, finish it off.
Thank you.
Now, it is my privilege to present vote of thanks to ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. That was a wonderful session. We learned a great deal about autism today. Now I like to invite Rotary Club of GIMS Santkuj and Vision Institute for CSD activity.
Sanjay sir has raised his hand. Yes, Sanjay sir.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I just was not interrupting the flow. If Sangeeta is still there, I just wanted her to also mention a little bit about the training and certification for people who might be interested in this field. I understand she has taken herself a lot of training and certifications. She keeps taking that. And secondly, if Dr. Rita is there, if she could just mention a little bit about the Kalam Express also on this, since it's related.
Can we have Sangeeta first?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Sangeeta, I just wanted you to mention a little bit about the certifications, for the training staff that is available primarily in India. I believe Hyderabad is one place, I think, that you were traveling earlier. So
Yes.
just a little bit of information on that.
Yeah, so for right now, currently the training for the autism is being conducted by Chennai multi-handicapped. So there are different centers, and if anyone would like to get into the training, there are few centers for autism. There are only I think about 7 or 8 in India, not too many. And with the intellectual disability, there are quite a few. And so for otherwise the if it depends if the children are looking for the international accreditation, so they need to do either board certified behavior analyst become, and the psychology the students who have psychology students, they can get into that, and that would be very, very helpful even if they are planning to go out. And the rest, yes, definitely, if you want to work, it has to be, you need to check. There are quite a few courses, but they have to be registered with the RCI, Rehabilitation Council of India. One must check for that whether they are attached to that or not. So sometimes they would say, oh, there are few diplomas going on. So I would be really glad to help, and if you are looking forward in this direction to have some training. Yeah. Is that answering the question that was asked?
Yes, Sangeeta. Yes, I just wanted also Dr. Rita to mention a little bit about the Kalam Express project.
So this is a CSR project being run by our club in collaboration with Indian Red Cross Society. So Kalam Express is a mobile school on wheels, basically. So the children who have basically disabilities that they cannot even reach the hospitals or schools, which are actually now closed. So these van with specialized people in physiotherapy and counseling, psychology, they go there and they have all the tools to engage the children. And it is a great help to the parents also, because the main purpose is to make them independent by learning the basic life skills. So we had to close it down for almost last 10 months, but it has started again. And the children and the parents had a very tough time because they had no help, no place to take them. But it's doing better now because although the now it is once a month at least.
Yeah, thanks, Dr. Rita. I just wanted this, in case some synergies are possible in future, especially with Singita or with Soren, So I thought let's share this information with her. Thank you.
Thank you, sir and ma'am, for sharing such a valuable information. Now, may I have a Rotary Club of Sant Kunj and Vision Institute for CSD activity? Rotary Club of JIMS Sant Kunj. Rotator Nakshatra, can you please check with them?
Give us a minute, Chirag.
Yep, maybe she's lost connection. I'll just give her a call. Pritika, you're yet on mute.
Rotator Pratika. You have to unmute yourself.
Hi everyone, I'm sorry for the network issues I was facing. Okay, so I am road tractor Pratika Bhatia from Road Track Club of Gyms Vasant Kunj. Currently, I'm serving as the Director International Services. So we are having a fun session for all of you in which is properly Bollywood based. इसमें हमारे पास कई कैटेगरीज हैं जिसमें आपको मूवीज गेस करनी है, डायलॉग्स। Okay, am I audible?
Yeah, you are.
Okay, so in this activity we have the सबसे पहले we have dialogue basi. Okay, so इसमें क्या करना है, I'll give you guys some of you guys dialogues and आप लोगों को अपना कैमरा एंड माइक ऑन करके उन डायलॉग्स को उन्हीं एक्सप्रेशंस के साथ, जिन एक्सप्रेशन के साथ उन एक्टर्स ने बोला था उसी को बोलना है. So our first dialogue is ब्याह नहीं हुआ तुम्हारा. Anybody interested? Please raise your hands. Like, Nakshatra, can you help me in this? I'm unable to see the participants.
Can we have all our participants to turn their videos on, if that's acceptable to any of you all? We have the answer already in the chat box. That is Gangs of Wasseypur by Road Actor Nathani.
Yeah, you have to you have to just say this dialogue.
I can say it. Nobody is talking. I don't know what's happened to you guys. Even though I'm not a retractor, can I participate?
Yes, ma'am.
Or somebody else would like to do it? Go ahead, do it. I mean, like,
Yeah,
Atharo would say it on my behalf. Atharo, go ahead.
No, cousin, thanks. You can.
अपने लोग ऐसे ही करते हैं.
Come
Okay,
on,
I'd say it. Okay, I'd say it. ब्याह नहीं हुआ तुम्हारा.
no, this is not how he said in the movie.
Exactly, he's just reading, ma'am.
अच्छा,
Exactly.
Properly.
Nobody does theater here. बोलते नहीं हो तुम लोग कुछ भी एक्टिंग
actually मैं कर देता पर मैंने मूवी देखी नहीं. मैम हमारा मराठी एक्सेंट आएगा ना, नॉर्थ इंडियन वाला एक्सेंट नहीं है.
भाई हमारे समारिटन्स में कोई नहीं है. Guys, where are you? Everybody's dead. Oh my goodness.
This is one fun.
Come on, I'll give it a try.
Yes, ma'am. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Nobody's gonna laugh, okay? बिया नहीं हुआ है तुम्हारा.
Amazing, ma'am.
He said it in a very bad tone actually, but nobody is able to mimic him. Chalo, let's go for the next one. This is actually it's a lot of fun.
Next dialogue we have. कौन है वो जिसने पू को मुड़कर नहीं देखा? Who is he?
कभी खुशी कभी गम.
Girls, come on, it's your time. Arundhati.
Shraddha Bansal.
Bolo, guys.
खुशी, आयशा, रोशनी, तस्लीम, go guys.
ठीक है, कोई बात नहीं, मैं ही बोलूंगी. ये कोई नहीं बोलेगा फिर मुझे प्राइज दे देना. अरे पिक्चर का नाम नहीं बताना. You have to mimic it.
Okay, it's from Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gum, and she says it in this way: कौन है वो जिसने मुड़कर पू को नहीं देखा? Who is he?
Very nice.
Yay!
फुल फॉर्म में पूमृति.
Okay, so the next dialogue we have is आज मेरे पास बंगला है, गाड़ी है, बैंक बैलेंस है, पैसा है, तुम्हारे पास क्या है?
अमिताभ बच्चन.
Guys, you have to enact this dialogue.
Yes. Who's gonna do it? Very easy stuff, guys.
Anybody? No Amitabh Bachchan's fan here. अच्छा मूवी तो बता दो किस मूवी का है ये डायलॉग.
दीवार नहीं, दीवार राइट?
दीवार.
I will try. Hello. Am I
Yes.
audible?
Yes, please
हाँ
go.
जी.
आज मेरे पास गाड़ी है, बंगला है, बैंक बैलेंस से पैसा है. तुम्हारे पास क्या है? हाँ?
मेरे पास माँ है.
So nice. Okay, so the next dialogue we have for Shah Rukh Khan's fans. सेनोरिटा, बड़े बड़े शहरों में ऐसी छोटी छोटी बातें होती रहती हैं.
दिल वाले दुल्हनिया ले जाएंगे.
Any Shah Rukh Khan fan? Guys, you have to enact this dialogue.
Hi all, this is Sukriti from Rotary Club of Pune Vibrant East. Since it's getting a little bored, I will try to enact it. I don't know if I can or not. Señorita, बड़े बड़े शहरों में छोटी छोटी बातें होती रहती है. I just tried.
Nice. So nice, Sukriti. It's amazing.
Thank you.
Okay, so next dialogue we have मुझ पर एक एहसान करना कि मुझ पे कोई एहसान ना करना. Any Bhai fans here? Guys. Harsha, would you like to try?
Can I?
हाँ जी.
Hi, I'm Roshni, Dr. Roshni Sayed from Pune Camp Pioneers. So the dialogue is मुझ पर एक एहसान करना कि मुझ पर कोई एहसान ना करना.
Nice. Okay, so moving on with our next dialogue, which we have for Hanji. Sunny Deol's dialogue we have तारीख पे तारीख, तारीख पे तारीख, तारीख पे तारीख मिलती गई, my lord, पर इंसाफ ना मिला. मिली तो सिर्फ तारीख. Any Sunny Paji's fan? No one.
Am I audible, Kritika?
हाँ जी हर्षा.
तारीख पे तारीख, तारीख पे तारीख, तारीख पे तारीख मिलती गई, my lord, पर इंसाफ नहीं मिला, my lord, मिली तो सिर्फ तारीख.
So nice. Okay. Next dialogue we have. फिल्में सिर्फ 3 चीजों की वजह से चलती हैं. एंटरटेनमेंट, एंटरटेनमेंट, एंटरटेनमेंट. और मैं एंटरटेनमेंट हूं. Anybody would like to give this a try? Anyone? Arundhati, would you like to try this?
Go, Arundhati, go.
Okay, if nobody, then I will go for this one.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. फिल्में सिर्फ 3 चीजों की वजह से चलती हैं, एंटरटेनमेंट, एंटरटेनमेंट और एंटरटेनमेंट, और मैं एंटरटेनमेंट हूँ.
Yay.
Nice, Harsha. Okay. So next dialogue. अच्छा मुझे एक चीज में हेल्प करो. We have few more dialogues. हम अपनी डायलॉग्स के साथ डायलॉग बाजी के साथ ही कंटिन्यू करें या अपनी नेक्स्ट गेम की तरफ चलें? Guys, you can unmute yourself. I'm unable to read the chats.
Maybe 1 or 2.
Okay.
Yes, maybe 1 or 2.
Okay. Again, this is Sunny Paji's dialogue. ये 2.5 किलो का हाथ जब किसी पे पड़ता है ना तो बंदा उठता नहीं उठ जाता है. Boys, no one is Sunny Paji's fan. Hanji Shlok, please.
So I'm trying to mimic him. So he's like, ये 2.5 किलो का हाथ है काटिया. जब ये किसी पे पड़ता है तो आदमी उठता नहीं उठ जाता है.
So nice.
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 Amazing Shlok. Okay. किसकी तलवार पर सर रखूं ये बता दो मुझे. अगर इश्क करना खता है तो सजा दो मुझे. Any Deepika Padukone's fan?
Shuchi ma'am, you try this. This would look nice on you.
Oh my God, is it? मैंने actually सुना नहीं. I was just thinking ये कौन सी movie का है. Anyways, I'll just try. किसकी तलवार पर सर रखूं ये बताओ मुझे. अगर इश्क करना खता है तो सजा दो मुझे.
So nice, ma'am. This is from Bajirao Mastani. Okay, now we are proceeding to our next game, which is Guess the Song. हमारे पास यहाँ पे English में कुछ lyrics हैं, but those songs are Bollywood only, and you have to guess which Bollywood song it is. Okay, so first song we have, This Youth is Crazy, Yes My Queen, Stop My Queen, Just Turn and Look.
ये जवानी है दीवानी.
जवानी है दीवानी.
Very right, rightly right. Okay, next song. I want to submerge in the ocean of your eyes in slow motion.
डूब जाओ तेरी आंखों के ओशन में स्लो
तेरी आंखों के ओशन में स्लो मोशन में.
यहाँ पे गाने बहुत लोग सुनते हैं, बहुत ही ज्यादा सुनते हैं.
गा के सुनाओ ना आंसर, है ना प्रीतिका?
Yes, ma'am. Okay, so the third song we have, Take My Number, Message Me Later, Consider Yourself Lucky.
डिलीट में नंबर बाद में मैसेज कर देना.
गा के सुनाओ ना थोड़ा सा. You should sing थोड़ा सा.
ये गाना कौन सा है? मैं तो कभी सुना ही नहीं. गा के तो सुना.
आलिया भट्ट और टाइगर श्रॉफ का, राइट?
गाना सुवर्ण
Yes.
प्लीज.
हुकअप सॉन्ग. अरे मुझे गाना नहीं याद आ रहा वो, इसलिए तो लिरिक्स नहीं आ रहे, वर्ड्स याद नहीं आ रहे, बस हाँ पता है वो ना गाना है.
Guys, anyone would like to try?
Please try, guys.
Okay, ignore my bad voice. ले 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 नंबर मेरा, बाद में मैसेज मुझको कर देना, खुद को समझ के लकी.
हुकअप तू कर लेना. ठीक.
So nice, Harsha. Thanks for being the spirit. Okay. Be my sugar syrup of love, sugar syrup of love.
तू बन जा तू मेरी एक्सरी चाशनी.
हाँ. Yes. Yes. मेरे को दिखा नहीं who said, but amazing. Okay. So the next song we have, You danced your heart away till the dancing bells on your ankles come undone.
till the dancing bells on your rankles come undone. So the tricky word in here is ranks only. अगर जिसको वो पता होगा उसे पूरा गाना समझ आ जाएगा.
घुंघरू टूट गए.
Right. अच्छा थोड़ा सा गा के भी तो सुनाओ ना. At
I don't
least
remember the
these
lyrics.
lines.
I just know what घुंघरू is. I don't remember the lyrics of this song.
हाँ, okay. Anyone else? अब क्योंकि गाना पता चल गया है तो गाना इन लाइंस को तो हम बोल ही सकते हैं. Okay. So no one.
Shit, but I just remember one line.
हाँ जी.
Can't remember it totally. कि घुंघरू टूट गए.
Nice. हाँ जी. Okay. So moving on with the next song, we have slowly, slowly enter into my life. Slowly, slowly take my heart away. How much I love you, my beloved.
धीरे
धीरे धीरे से मेरे
मेरी जिंदगी में आना, धीरे धीरे से दिल को चुराना, तुझसे प्यार हमें है कितना जाने जाना.
Thank you so much, Sonakshi. That was so sweet. Okay, so next song. She makes his condition very bad. She's firing bullets from her eyes. She's firing bullets from her eyes.
आंख मारे.
Right. But थोड़ा सा गा के भी सुनाओ.
ये आंख मारे कौन सा सॉन्ग है?
माम गोविंदा का जो है आंख मारे.
अखियों से गोली मारे.
अखियों से गोली मारे.
अखियों से गोली मारे गाना है.
हाँ.
हाँ जी. Sorry, my bad.
कि अखियों से गोली मारे लड़की कमाल वे. यही है.
हाँ जी.
तो कोई गा ही नहीं रहा यार.
Got confused between two. एक new version भी था ना आँख मारे so.
हाँ. Okay, so let's move to next song. We have currently I belong to someone else, but I desire to be yours.
मैं किसी और का फिलहाल तेरा हो जाऊं.
Thank you, Sonakshi and Harsha. This was amazing. Next song we have. In a single pair of shoes, I spent an year. At least take me out sometime for shopping.
जुत्ती ले दे.
पूरी मैंने जो
कोई एक साल वे. आगे क्या था?
शॉपिंग नाल वे.
मेरे नाल दिया सब. ज्यादा हो जाएगा.
Fun.
We are enjoying.
It's alright.
So nice. Baki guys, you also participate now in the game. Let's make this a fun activity. Interacting one. Okay. Oh, fair maiden, you shy a lot. Why do you feel so shy to me? Your gaze is killer.
Any hints?
इसका भी remix version भी आया है. From Karthik Aryan's movie. No one?
No.
Okay, so it's गोरी तू बड़ा शर्माती है, तुझको शर्म क्यों आती है, कातिल तेरी निगाहें हैं, तू काट कलेजे ले जाती है. So this is the song. Okay, next song we have This guy whistles and shows attitude in.
Mare.
Right, Sonakshi. Okay. At least some people are having fun with this. Okay, so now you have to guess the movie. Starting में कुछ emoticons के साथ you have emojis के साथ you have to guess. बाद में dialogues आएंगे, उन dialogues के साथ you have to guess. Okay, so our first movie is here on the screen.
Article 15.
Right. Okay, our next movie.
Good news.
Yes. Okay, third.
Dabang 2? Mardani 2.
Mardani 2.
Yes, Mardani 2. Okay.
पति
पति
पत्नी वो
पत्नी और वो
पत्नी और वो
पति पत्नी वो
पति पत्नी और वो.
Yes.
Dabang 3.
दबंग 3
दबंग 3
दबंग 3
Yes. Okay. Now dialogues के साथ. दोस्ती का एक असूल है मैडम, इसमें नो सॉरी नो थैंक यू.
मैंने प्यार
ओम
किया
शांति ओम.
मैंने प्यार किया.
ओम शांति ओम.
सलमान खान.
मैंने प्यार किया. ओके. ये हिंदुस्तान चुप नहीं बैठेगा.
उरी उरी
पूरी.
उरी यस. ओके. मैं दिखता
मैं
हूँ
तेरा हीरो
मैं तेरा हीरो
मैं तेरा हीरो
वरुण धवन.
यस. ओके. सो दोस्ती फेल
Three Idiots.
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 वेरी नाइस. जिंदगी में भी एंड में सब ठीक हो जाता है. हैप्पी एंडिंग.
ओम शांति ओम.
ओम शांति ओम
Om Shanti.
यस रत्नेश यू आर करेक्ट. मुझे सॉरी गाइस बाकी पार्टिसिपेंट्स का नेम नहीं दिख रहा. So this was the end of our entertainment session. Thank you so much everyone for being the spirit and participating. Now I'll hand over to Nakshatra.
Thank you so much. I'm extremely thankful to all the participants for being such a sport. And thank you, Pritika. It was very well hosted.
So now I'd like to give me a minute. So thank you for CSD activity. Now the form. Now I would like to say the form. Now the form is open for sectorial comments.
I think no one has any secretarial announcement. You can move ahead with the open forum.
Okay. So now the form is open for. So now the form is open for any other announcements. If anyone want to say anything about the event, about the whole experience, about the today, they can speak.
I'd like to say something. I'd like to firstly thank all the host clubs from all the districts who have participated here and have put their efforts in making this event a successful event. And additionally, I would also like to thank the Rotarians who had also joined, Suchi ma'am, Harsha ma'am, and others who have joined here today. And thank you, ma'am, for your help with the YouTube live screening. It was really a savior for us today. And also all the collaborating clubs, thank you for attending the event, and it was a very well conducted event. Also the moderator for the CSD activity, I think her name was Pritika, very well hosted. The CSD activity was really fun, And yeah, last but not the least, thank you to all the participants who joined and made this event a good one. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your countful words. So, anyone else
Hi,
would like
guys.
to?
Hi.
Yes,
First of all, that's a really great project and great initiative. And thank you so much for uh, allow us to be participant in this. And the second one, the great creativity that you guys have. So that's a great, and thank you so much from our side. Thank you.
okay. So, anyone else would like to say something?
Can I just say something for a minute?
Yes, yes.
Yes, thank you. So first of all, on behalf of Rotary Club of Symbiosis Law School Pune, we would like to thank all the clubs for hosting, all the collaborating clubs. We understand that this is a topic that is not spoken about very often, and it is something that is still not discussed as openly as we have seen today through all our experienced speakers. So thank you so much for shedding light on such an important topic. And thank you so much for the entertainment. I think I speak for every member from my club when I say that we've really enjoyed ourselves to our fullest.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am, for your kind words. Anyone else?
Hello.
Yes. Yes, please.
Hello, hi. This is Rodrakta Shweta, President of Rotary Club of Pune. I would like to thank Rotary Club of Pune Camp Pioneers for conducting a wonderful session and handling it so well throughout. And I know today we talked about a very sensitive topic, and I think after this session, everyone would be gaining some knowledge about this and also will be more sensitive towards this in the future. And I'm looking forward to our future agreements with all of the clubs. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, ma'am. गाइस जस्ट व्यूज शेयर करने आपके क्या व्यूज थे किसी के कोई भी व्यू हो कैसा रहा इवेंट
I would like to thank Rotractor Arundhati and Rotractor Nakshatra for inviting us to be a part of this event. It was very fun and very knowledgeable, I would say. Thank you so much.
Thank you. So, if anyone would like to say something, now moving on, I would like to invite Rotractor Mriti Agarwal for the vote of thanks.
Hello, everybody. Good evening. I, Rotractor Mriti Agarwal, Vice President of Rotary Club of Pune Camp Pioneers, would like to propose the vote of thanks on behalf of the entire team Rethink Autism. I would firstly like to thank all the collaborating clubs. So today we had a total of 8 clubs from RID 3131, 4 clubs from RID 3012, 2 clubs from RID 3011, and 2 clubs from 3080. And we are still in the counting for the number of agreements done, but we are very happy to have such a successful event. Next up, I would like to thank all the Rotractors for their active participation. Also, the Rotarians who joined us and helped us enjoy the event much more. And yes, thank you so much for all the collaborating clubs for lending the helping hand all the time. We look forward to connecting with you even more, and we are eagerly waiting to know the number of agreements that you have completed. Thank you to the anchors, and thank you to Pritika for conducting the CSD session. Thank you to Zoom for helping us connect on such a huge number, and YouTube for the live session. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining. Have a great day ahead. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Mriti, for your kind words. So, with that, we have come to the closing of our session. So, thank you all. The meeting is adjourned.